Hey everyone! This week's video is addressing a question that I had about one of my newsletters relating to the mind. So it was a few videos back, I mentioned the significance of gaining control of the mind. I was probably referencing the third pillar of yoga, which is mind and meditation. And the student asked, is it really possible to gain control of the mind? Aren't we just trying to step back and observe it, but it sort of is what it is? Well, there is an entire manual written in the yoga tradition about mastery of the mind, gaining control of the mind. And this, of course, is the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So yes, it is possible to gain control of the mind, and it actually is an entire orientation, one entire orientation coming from yoga. And in fact, Patanjali's definition is yoga is the stilling of the fluctuations of the mind. So it's a very, very big topic. But what I want to address it in terms of in this video is one specific tool that Patanjali gives us. It's called Pratipaksha Bhavanam, and it's a very, very useful, practical, and important tool. So one of the things that the ancients discovered about our minds is how powerful they are, and how actually that our minds begin to track and groove. And even modern science now has talked about this, that the way the neurotransmitters begin to fire is largely dependent upon kind of thinking the same thoughts over and over again. And the yogis called these samskaras. And again, I talked about this in this other video on the mind. And so these samskaras, these deep grooves, just seem to happen over and over and over again. And they become embedded. They become so deeply embedded in our minds that we're not even aware of them, but they actually determine our experience of life. Think, the orientation of the glass half empty or the glass half full. That's just like a simple way to think about it. That we can actually develop an entire way of seeing things based on these deep grooves that the mind is tracking along. So one of the processes of yoga is to actually become conscious of the unconscious, and meditation helps us to do that. So when we begin to get still and quiet and sit with ourselves, we actually observe that the mind is like constantly going, often repeating the same crap, for lack of a better word. And some of that crap isn't true and often leaves us feeling badly or leads us into a lot of negative emotions. So if we can realize these habit patterns through meditation and catch ourselves thinking these unhelpful, unwanted thoughts throughout the day, we can actually change them. And this is where we begin to gain control of the mind. So Pratipaksha Bhavanam, it's Sutra 233, so it's from the second chapter. And it's whenever we catch ourselves experiencing or having or tracking along a negative thought pattern, we catch it and we apply the opposite. So it's literally the application of opposites and in a positive sense. So we have to start to use this tool. And it's not easy. It's actually, I would say, the hardest work of yoga is to start to get control of your mind, the thoughts that you are having. And when you realize that there's patterns that are negative and unhelpful, stop them. Not easy, but you have to apply that effort to realize, here I go again, seeing the worst in every situation, or here I go again with that thought about I'm not good enough, or everyone's out to get me, or whatever the negative pattern might be, or life is doom and gloom. Stop, catch yourself, and reframe that thought to a positive one. I am beautiful as I am. Everything is here to support me. The universe is conspiring to support me. Whatever it may be, I'm a strong and confident person. So this is one of many techniques that Patanjali offers us, Pratipaksha Bhavanam, that we can replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. So I'm going to suggest that you try this out. Just see, even for one day, if you can monitor the kinds of thoughts you're having about yourself, about other people, about life, about your relationships, about the world around you. And when they're negative or unhelpful or lead to unwanted kind of negative emotions, stop, catch yourself, and reframe. Super powerful. Namaste, yogis. Thank you.